Well, I am on my way to do my little recce in Tel Aviv. Yeah, it's quite a nice day actually in Britain. It's a little bit rainy. I like it. I like it to be a little bit rainy when I leave the UK. Like if I go on holiday or anything, just because then when I land somewhere that's not rainy and miserable, it makes me feel like actually it was worth coming away. If it's like a beautiful day in the UK, and then you go away, wherever you go, or abroad somewhere, it just doesn't have the same effect. Like, you know, it just doesn't seem to have the same kind of effect of I'm on holiday or I'm in a different country. Do you know what I mean? I just basically like everyone at home to be miserable when I'm on holiday. That's not true. So I'm on my way. Actually, quite a lot's happened today, or over the last day or something, that I've been kind of researching and stuff. I'm seeing at least 5 properties tomorrow. So like this time tomorrow I could basically have an apartment, which is crazy. But yeah, I think I'll feel a lot better about things because I'll know if it's furnished, if it's unfurnished, do I want to take my stuff or do I want to leave it? I can start kind of planning a bit more. But yeah, and I was talking to some guy about a sort of housing project that they're doing. It's a sort of new concept property management thing. Anyway, just chatting to him really about potentially moving there, but it's not really for me. It's kind of, yeah, I need my own kind of space in a communal area basically. But anyway, that being said, he asked me what I did. I said I work in sort of PR and communications, and he was like, oh, maybe you want to help us? And I was like, yeah, maybe. So, I mean, it's not an unusual kind of industry that I've worked in, but I've worked across a lot of industries. Like, I've worked in everything from, like, opticians to visitor venues, to sports centres, to truck light manufacturers. Like, so, you know, why not? And actually, so I said I'd meet up with him for a coffee and maybe talk about it. So, I mean, if that goes well, I could potentially have a job for when I get there. If I do, I'd want it to be part-time because I don't want to end up... I don't really want to end up getting a job and that hindering the rest of my kind of experience, because if you get too busy and I rush into everything too soon, it can all fail, you know, like, and I've done that before, and I did that. I moved to Germany a few years ago. Basically, I got a job really quickly before I'd moved there, and I kind of expected them to say, can you start in a month? And they said, can you start next week? And I was like, oh shit, no. They said, well, can you start in 2 weeks? So I was like, yeah, I'll start in 2 weeks. So basically I moved over. I didn't really know anyone. Like, I maybe had one friend and we weren't really talking. I was living in hotels for like 5 weeks or something. But like not the same hotel, like hostels, and then moving every 2 or 3 days. It was just exhausting. It was exhausting, and I don't want to make that mistake again. So I need to make sure that it sounds cool and it could be great. But if I can do it maybe part-time to start with, because if they haven't got anybody, maybe even if it's just part-time to start with, so I can still go to Ulpan, and, you know, it'll be beneficial for them as well. Anyway, I don't know, look, it's just a coffee, and we'll see what happens. And then also, like an old friend of mine from way back, from when I was at school, like primary school, she saw an advert I'd put on Secret Tel Aviv for the... Oh, no. I put an advert on Secret Tel Aviv to look for a flat, and someone got in touch with me, and she was who was a mutual friend. And so I said, oh, by the way, I see that you know her. Tara said hi, and then she got in touch, and she's been living out there for 8 months, and she's having a great time. And I was like, well, then we should totally have a catch up when I'm out this time. So that's something good as well. So I've been a very busy boy. I've sorted out 5 visits to the properties, like maybe 2 or 3, like, well, up to sort of, or 4 sort of social things. So it's going to be a busy week, I think. Yeah, like, I'm really excited. I'm hoping I can get the property thing sorted, like, really soon, actually, because the quicker I get that, oh, I need to slow down. Whoops. Because the quicker I can get that sorted, the quicker I can just enjoy being in Tel Aviv, really. And then go and find out, like, once I know where I'm going to live exactly, find out all the nooks and crannies, find a gym, because I need to start going back to the gym after everything with my back. Yeah. It's really kind of exciting. I know I keep saying that, but it's like, I'm just, it's suddenly becoming real, you know, like I could be, like I'm leaving in 5 weeks, you know, 5 weeks, which is not a long time. Like, I couldn't drive for like 5 weeks about a week ago, and now I'm like getting on a plane to go to Tel Aviv. It's a bit crazy, and then in 5 weeks, it's just a bit mind-blowing. But anyway, so yeah, I'm currently driving on the M25. Not gonna lie, this is not one thing I will miss about home. Although actually at the moment it's pretty clear. But yeah, driving on the M25 to Luton Airport. Yeah, just thinking out the possibilities. But I'll make sure that I get back on what's going on when I get to Tel Aviv in, like, I don't even know what the time is now. In about 10 hours or something. 8 hours maybe, I think. Yeah. So, see you then. Well, so I'm at the airport, so that's good. Got here pretty easily. Didn't have any problems really. Had a little bit of traffic on the way on the M1. That's about it. But I have just got to the long stay car park. I stayed at the long stay car park so that because actually when I get back, I arrive at like 1 o'clock in the morning. So rather than expect someone to pick me up or anything like that, I thought it would be better to just pay for parking, because actually if I got a cab or if I got trains or whatever, it was 40 quid for a week. It's not bad, is it? So it's well worth it. But the buses come every 20 minutes, and of course as soon as I got out of the car, the bus drove past, and he was obviously in a hurry with literally nobody to pick up, so he legged it. So that's fine. I'm here for about 20 minutes. Yeah, but that's the only sort of hiccup I've had. Amazingly, since I spoke last time, which was only like an hour ago, since I sort of thought I'd record something, the man who sort of said about potentially working with them on this new sort of property concept just invited me for Shabbat dinner, which is really lovely, like really nice. And I was like, are you sure? He was like, hey, this is Israel, my friend. So that bodes well. I spoke to my mum about that. She got a bit emotional. Yeah, I suppose because she feels like I'd be doing okay. As it happens, I can't, because they're going out and they've accepted an invitation somewhere else. But what an absolutely lovely thing that this random person who actually just spoke to him, you know, actually just spoke to him for kind of very businessy reasons, like to see if I could get a flat or see if he could flog a flat to me. What a lovely thing that he then kind of says, oh, can I help you find something for work? And then says, oh, maybe you could work for us. And then, like, do you want to come over for Shabbat? Like, it's just really, really lovely. Like, it bodes well. I'm very excited, but I do have a good 20 minutes wait, and I've got this lovely view, beautiful view to enjoy while I wait. So I'm going to do that and see what happens.
הגיע הזמן להתעורר, לעזוב הכל, להתגבר, לשוב הביתה, לא לחפש מקום אחר. הגיע הזמן להשתנות, גם אם פספסנו תחנות, אפשר לרדת, יש רכבת, חזרה לשכונות. הכל אפשר רק אם נרצה, המחפש תמיד מוצא, גם אם הוא נמצא אישה מרחק בקצה. דלתות שמיים לא ננעלו, כשהבן קורא הצילו, הבא שבשמיים מגיע אפילו שעשינו משהו רע, הוא מוחל וסולח.
So I'm now running for the gate because despite getting there pretty early, security was just a nightmare. Like I just couldn't get through. So I went from being 45 minutes early to suddenly like the bloody plane boarding. So that's completely screwed my plans up to sort of get some food before I left. But hey ho, I suppose I'm just going to have to spend a bit on the flight. Anyway, so I'm running to get on the plane. See you in a minute.
ונותן ברחמיו את הכוח לתקן ולשוב אליו. הגיע הזמן להתחרט, אם כבר לברוח אז מאחת, אם כבר לקחת אז לקחת בשביל לתת, וזה הזמן להתקרב, לא לפחד.
I made it. So I'm here. I'm in the airport, Ben Gurion. Had quite a good flight. After the sort of craziness, security was a nightmare. They just weren't moving. They just weren't doing anything. We were there for like 25 minutes. So after getting there for like, with plenty of time, I suddenly was like rushing towards the gate when it was saying that it was going to be closing and to make sure last calls and all this sort of stuff. But I got there. I swapped with two people because first I swapped so that two people could sit next to each other, and then swapped again so that more people would look. Anyway, I ended up on the aisle seat, which was good because actually I was in the middle both times. I ended up changing to the middle, so it was really good. It worked out really well. I was sitting surrounded by kind of Haredi guys. So yeah, I spent half the flight debating with one of them about discussing with one of them because I came from an Orthodox background, but I'm part of the progressive movement, and so we were talking about that and stuff. He was a nice guy. Gave me his number. He's like, you should call me. And then another guy, a young guy, was quite sweet. He didn't speak any English. So I was talking to him in Hebrew, which was slow. But I did it. I spoke to him in Hebrew, and I was quite chuffed with myself because I don't think I've actually tried to have a conversation in Hebrew yet. So that was really good and kind of encouraging, if I'm honest. But I'm here, and it seemed to go quite quickly. Like at one point, it dragged a little bit, and then all of a sudden, we were landing. So I'm going to get a cab. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get a cab, and I'm going to find my Airbnb. And so, where are the cabs? Moniot, cabs. Or Moniot maybe? Anyway, I'm going. So, see you in a bit. So, I am currently in Florentine. It's really cool. So I got here, I went into my hotel, which I'm kind of coming up to in a bit. It's all very cool and very hipstery and stuff. And yeah, it was really good. I went to a bar. It was alright. It was about 33 shekels for a beer, which I think is about £7, which I thought was a bit much, if I'm honest with you. But, you know, is what it is. So I had two. And then it's like midnight now, so, because obviously, you know, I didn't get to the hotel room until like 10 or something. And thought I'd go and look for something to eat, and everywhere was closed. So I've got my, I've got these. Basically, that's it. So basically, it's all quite kind of hipstery and stuff. And then, sort of until where I sort of am now, where it suddenly goes quite quiet, and then gets a little bit kind of like uber hipster. Now I'm kind of a bit down with a bit of hipster, but then it gets a bit, I don't know. It was a lot. I like cool, but like. Anyway, so I'll show you. So then you sort of turn this corner, the graffiti becomes even more than it was before. There's one of these random kind of bars that sort of like goes across the street, although it's quite cool. And then you literally walk down some tiny little alleyway. It's a little bit dodgy, if I'm honest with you. But it's not really dodgy, you know, it's fine. So yeah, then you're sort of walking past dumpsters and, you know, kind of piss on the floor and things like that. And like you go past like derelict buildings and stuff. And then this like little oasis. I want to show you the door code. But it's like this like random wooden door. Oh. The lights are turned off, so I'm going to be quiet. I'll have to show you in the morning. But it's all like wood, like columns and things. Hold on. I'm not very good at being quiet. I hope I haven't lost my key.
אפשר רק אם נרצה, המחפש תמיד מוצא, גם אם הוא נמצא